Father and sons here. We've got Team Noonan up against Team Thornton, but Beleura Belle $1.60 the tote, Vulcan de Fuego $3.90, Chazon $7.40, and then double figure odds the rest. But not a bad little race, and Beleura Belle from barrier 2, Vulcan de Fuego drawn 1, so might be a competitive little race here. This maiden plate over 1,500 metres. Let's go through them. We kick off with number 1, Double Cross Dancer. Jared Todd rides here for Mark Webb. It's New South Wales form. Ben doesn't read overly too exciting.
No, he's first up here for the new stable, having tuned up for this race with 3 hurdle trials, indicating his future is over the jumps. I think he might need a bit further and a bit wetter before he's a winning hope.
Scratch the 2, Maori Prince, which went around at Werribee on Friday. Horse number 3, Vulcan de Fuego, barrier 1 here for Team Thornton, and no doubt will improve off the run fitness-wise, and what looked to be on paper a strong little maiden at Geelong.
Got a long way back in a pretty good maiden first up from a spell at Geelong. Best ever in 3 starts. Last preparation was second up over a mile at Pakenham. I don't think he needs to be anywhere near as far back as he was first up from the inside gate here. Looks like he should get the run of the race from the box seat, and I think he's going to be hard to beat. I think he'll close the gap on Beleura Belle here today, and I don't think there probably is going to be much between them on the line.
No, number 4, Chazon, had been racing well this going by Schwazier for Amy Johnston. I suppose we can just put the pen through that run there at Kyden. Benefit of the doubt?
Yep. I think we can. I just forget he went around. He was caught wide, and the jockey reported that he felt a miss. Run prior at Stall over the mile, and his effort 4 starts ago at Werribee were both good enough to put him right in the mix here. It'll be interesting to see what tactics they do employ from the wide gate, but I think he's next best beyond those first 2 in the betting.
The other key factor, 1850 back to 1500 today?
Probably a plus, I think.
All right, number 6, Liking the Viking. Jamie Mott, Ken Keys. Are we liking the Viking?
Well, he does get the winkers on for the first time, so might be capable of improvement. He hasn't got within 7 lengths of the winner in 3 starts, so hard to be too confident. There's someone confident out there, 13 into $11. He does look 4th top rater in the race.
Number 7, Mighty Mo, a 3-year-old gelding, another former, well, he spent some time in Queensland, and he's had the 1 start for Mark, where he finished down the track at Pakenham.
Had a hurdle trial since he was beaten 18 lengths first up after more than a year on the sidelines. I'd prefer to see him show a little bit more before I could make a case here today.
Number 8, Forever Belle, Alan Crichton to ride. It's had the 1 official start there at racing.com Park, where it pretty much stayed where it landed in the run.
Finished behind Liking the Viking on debut at Pakenham, and while she should be better for that experience of the debut run, I may appreciate the step up in distance here. She's going to need to improve pretty sharply.
Now, the favourite is Beleura Belle, placed at Yarra Valley a couple of starts back, ran 4th at Geelong in that race we spoke about earlier with Vulcan de Fuego. Drawn a good gate for Team Noonan, and officially 6,000 owners involved.
Yeah.
Unofficially.
120, I think we heard the number was. So good luck to the 120
I can't
owners
exaggerate.
here with Beleura Belle, and it looks a good race for her here today. Finished nearly 2 lengths ahead of Vulcan de Fuego last start at Geelong, following a really good run at Yarra Valley the start prior on the heavy track. Not sure there's going to be such a margin between her and Vulcan de Fuego here today, but she does have that fitness advantage still. He's only second up, and she should get a great run on the speed here from the barrier. I think she's the one to beat. She's short enough in the betting, but she is the one to beat, and I've got her on top.
Well, given that, should there be that much difference in the market for these 2?
There's not a great deal between. I think it's probably fair enough. Maybe a point or 2 closer together, but I don't think there's a huge amount of value in either of them. Maybe, yeah, I've got her on top anyway. I've gone with her ahead of Vulcan de Fuego. I think they're clearly the top 2. Chazon's probably on exposed form, clearly the danger to those 2, and Liking the Viking might be the improver. Winker's going on, and he has been supported here on track 13 into 10.
All right, so 9, 3, 4 and 6. Race number 3, this maiden over 1,500 metres, but on the tote, Beleura Belle $1.70, Vulcan de Fuego $3.70. But from a fixed odds point of view, only 50 cents separates the top 2 in the market. Runners making their way to the barriers here for race number 3. We get away from the high weight races and get through the rest of the meeting here at Mornington, and what has been, weather-wise, it is a tremendous day. Looking forward to race number 3. All right, so Beleura Belle, $1.70 on the tote. Vulcan de Fuego, $3.80. Then you'll catch up with Tony Noonan very soon and get his thoughts on Beleura Belle, who's getting close to a win, and it'll be a great result for all those owners involved, and I'm sure they'll enjoy the rest of the afternoon if they can get this home. But before we speak to Tony, let's get the market update. Reports across everywhere, but Beleura Belle holding firm, albeit a slight drifter. Let's get the latest with Tony Noonan.
Yeah, good to see Tony Noonan in the Melbourne Football Club shirt here today after the big win. He's got Beleura Belle, the favourite in this third race. Tony, plenty of owners, so we got a few of them on course today.
Yeah, Ben, this filly's been leased out by a group or a number of the retirement villages here, the Grange and the Beleura village. So they've taken a big interest in the filly, and this is probably the first time they've got to be a winning chance, I would think.
Bumped into a couple of really hot maidens at her past couple. How's she trained on since?
Yeah, good. She's only a little filly, and this is basically just her second prep. I think, she'll continue to improve, but she's, nicely placed in a race like this.
Jake's been in good form of late. What have the instructions been to him today from the barrier?
Yeah, well, she should be forward and take a nice posse. She's still learning her craft, but, I would think that she'd be in a winning position most of the way.
Sound pretty confident. Is today the day?
I would think so. I'd be disappointed if she doesn't win.
Good luck.
Thank you.
It's a good wrap.
Yeah, Beleura Belle there, $1.80, and great to have the new owners involved. I think I was out here at Trackwork a couple of weeks back, and I heard some of the owners talking about this filly, so it'd be a great result for them and something to celebrate if and get that win on the board, and hasn't been far away of late. So maybe today is her day. $1.80 on the tote. So a slight drifter on track, not an alarming one, with not a great deal of action in the race. Vulcan de Fuego, I think from barrier 1, Damien Thornton has the option here to be a couple of lengths closer and potentially box seat. If no speed in the race, could lead. But it's on track 240 at the 280, and liking the Viking, the one that has had a little bit of support from a longer point of view. 13 into $10, just back out to $11 now, and Chazon there 5 out to $6. But Beleura Belle holding favouritism there at 210. All right, we've got runners behind the gates here for race number 3. Adam, Fastnut Old won the previous, so tick for you. What are your thoughts here? Are you team 3 or team 9?
3 here, Dean. With your man, Damien Thornton, here off gate number 1. I think at this sort of distance range here, second up, I think it's a nice progression, even though it does read 8th of 10 at Geelong. He wasn't thrashed by any means, and he draws a much better gate here. He drew the outside gate there at Geelong first up, and that just wasn't right, the right mix here. Second up, 1500 inside gate. I think he'll be pretty hard to beat here. Good respect though for Beleura Belle. She's been working up towards a win. She did open really short. Certainly wasn't enticing to back her at an odds-on price, but she's getting out to 210 now on track. They do look clearly the main two. Chasson you could have fancied, but his last start run does worry me a bit. He's got to improve a bit on that, but has a chance as well. They're loading away. Beleura Belle going in, drawn alongside of Vulcan de Fuego. So the two favourites for the race drawn the 2 inside barriers. Forever Belle has moved up. Chasson is ready. Mighty Mo, brown coloured cap here for Aaron Lynch. The stablemate Double Cross Dancer. He's having his first race start for Mark Webb. He's been going around at the hurdle trials though for the last couple of months. Liking the Viking goes up ahead of him, so Double Cross Dancer will be the last one in. $2 on the tote Beleura Belle and $3.30 Vulcan de Fuego. Almost ready here, 1500 metres, race 3. All in. They're ready and they're off. Two favourites both left well. Beleura Belle has drawn about a neck in front of Vulcan de Fuego early, with Forever Belle starting to stride up a bit deeper out, liking the Viking and Mighty Mo were the next two in advance of Chasson, and Double Cross Dancer went to last. But there's no speed whatsoever here as they head to the back. They've just gone past the 1200. And it's Vulcan de Fuego who's going to travel through and head off Beleura Belle, who now sits up 3/4 away. Mighty Mo through to third, and Forever Belle left a little wide there in fourth, it seems. Next was Liking the Viking. Second last is Double Cross Dancer, and last of all is Chasson. So they're about to head off the back, just on 800 left to go. Vulcan de Fuego comfortably holds the lead 3/4 over Beleura Belle. Mighty Mo third. Forever Belle's been 3 wide and is in fourth place, just sitting there at the moment. And then Liking the Viking, Chasson was next, and last was Double Cross Dancer. 500 out, Vulcan de Fuego led, Beleura Belle just inching up a little bit closer on the track. Forever Belle 3 wide, and Chasson is trying to gather them in out 4 deep, putting in a spurt. Then Liking the Viking, Mighty Mo and Double Cross Dancer last. Now the race is on, 350 to go. Vulcan de Fuego, Beleura Belle both shaken up. Chasson's run up to them. It's made a long surge though. It'll be interesting to see if he can fulfill it. Chasson, Beleura Belle and Vulcan de Fuego, they're both kicking on. Beleura Belle with her head in front. Chasson still there the outside. Beleura Belle just, and she won it narrowly. Beleura Belle got there ahead to Chasson, and Vulcan de Fuego a half head away third. In the sprint up the straight, fourth in was Liking the Viking ahead of Mighty Mo, Double Cross Dancer and Forever Belle, who didn't have that much luck.
Yeah, it was a nice battle up the straight. The main three in the market have got 1, 2, 3. Beleura Belle, great result for the team there at the time at Village, and Team Noonan, 2:31.40. Chazon, a heavy ride because he had to do something from back in the field there. Worked in around the home corner, has run second, and Vulcan de Fuego runs third, 9, 4 and 3. But Team Noonan get the points there.
Do indeed. Jake Noonan and Tony Noonan combined to win the third here with Beleura Belle, who was the start of the favourite here, was 185 out to 210. Gets the money over the well-ridden Chasson. Had to be proactive there, Daniel Stackhouse, and he was indeed. He nearly pinched the race. Beleura Belle too tough. Vulcan de Fuego wasn't far away at all in third. And he looks as though he might have a win in him when he gets onto a bigger track, maybe ridden a little bit quieter, up to 1,600 metres. So $2.30 and $1.40 on the tote for the winner. And ended up getting out to a decent price. Chasson, $2. No third dividend, Vulcan de Fuego. The Quinella there on numbers 9 and 4, $5.20. The Exacta, $7.80. The Trifecta, $16. The first four, 9, 4, 3 and 6. With Liking the Viking, who was backed on course. Unfortunately, I could only run fourth for those who are on each way. $37.40 for that first four. The running double. A couple of favourites. Fastnet Island to Beleura Belle. 1 and 9, $3.50 for that running double. The winning trainers, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
He might be able to join Dean very shortly.
Absolutely. Well, Tony, first of all, it's important that the horse gets a win on the board, but for all the new owners, what a thrill.
Yeah, well, look, Dean, it's something that we've just recently started, a social group for big groups as far as, and these people have never been involved in racing, so it's the first horse they've been into, and they've won, so they'll be pretty excited.
And I suppose it gives them a great interest. I think I was here a couple of weeks back for the track work session at Mornington, and a few come down and watch the track work, so it gives them a great involvement. Yeah, well, most of the people who are involved are local people. There are a lot of the residents at the Grange, the retirement village there, and then over the road at the Beleura village. So we're the king of the retirement people. But these people have been just so excited. It's been a pleasure training it for them, because the excitement is something that you don't get a lot these days, because it's pretty full on. But these people have been that passionate about it, so they'll be pretty excited about the win. How wild do you think the party will be tonight then?
I think they'll party for a while, but I won't be partying, no. But look, it's terrific. It's just great for people that wouldn't normally have an opportunity to get involved. We've been able to structure it in a way that most people can afford it, and they're within groups that they know each other from, so makes it even better. And
great for this filly to get a win on the board as well, because she certainly deserved it.
Yeah, no, look, she's going well. She's only little, and she'll probably be better when the tracks get a bit softer. But for her to win at this stage was good.
I just heard the cheers. It could go on for a few hours.
Yeah, good on you.
There's, of course, Tony Noonan, and we'll have a chat with Jake as well, and a lot of great owners here, and that's what it's all about, getting them involved and something to follow and something to cheer home, and they've certainly been able to do that this afternoon with Beleura Belle, who's now had 5 starts and 1 win. I dare say he's got a little bit of upside as well now that she's got that win on the board, and well, Jake, by the look of it, I don't think you're going to have an early 9.
Nah, all of Mornington's got a share in this horse, so it's good. You know, a lot of these people are here for just the enjoyment of it and having a horse, and they've got a thrill every time she's gone around, and she's been competitive and went in today's race thinking she could win, so they're going to get a massive buzz out of it, and it's good for them.
The race panned out nicely. There wasn't a lot of speed in the race. She sat outside the leader. Although pressured on the home corner, just she put the gloves on and had a solid crack.
Yeah, I really liked her determination and will to want to win. You know, that horse Amy Johnson's travelled up around us and looked as if it might have us covered, but when it counted, she really dug deep, our little filly, and she really stuck her nose out. So I think Dad's plans now to just give her a little freshen up and bring her back for the wetter tracks, which I think she'll thrive on. You know, you'll see her progress through her grades.
All right, you have a lot of people to thank here, so I'll let you go to that.
Good on you, cheers.
There is Jake Noonan. What a good result there. A lot of people involved. You can see that, of course, a lot of them from the local retirement village and just enjoying what we see week in, week out, and that is becoming an owner. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back very soon.